So you want to stop paying mortgage insurance. And who wants to pay mortgage insurance in the first place, right? Remember that mortgage insurance is charged to you when you don't put 20% down on a conventional loan. Now, other types of loans have their own form of mortgage insurance as well, but conventional is the only kind of loan type that allows you to put 20% down to avoid the mortgage insurance entirely. So that's what we're going to talk about today, which is getting rid of your mortgage insurance once you're in your home loan in the first place. Now, certainly you can refinance. Of course, you can do that. But the only real time that you want to refinance to get rid of the mortgage insurance too is when your interest rate is at least 1% or less than where you are currently. And because rates have been going up in 2022, that's not a good option for most people. So what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about getting rid of the mortgage insurance once you're already in your home loan and what you can do about it. So again, you're in a conventional loan, you want to get rid of your mortgage insurance. How do you do this, right? That's the number one question I seem to get these days, especially because values are on the rise, right? The first thing that you need to understand is that your servicing department, the person that you're, or the company that you're actually making your payment to, is not allowed by law to solicit you to terminate your mortgage insurance. They're not allowed to call you up and say, hey, did you know you can get rid of your mortgage insurance? So that's the first thing you need to understand. It is you that has to request the dropping of that mortgage insurance. So you have to make that phone call. The termination of the mortgage insurance, as it's called, is only based on the current value of the property in response to your request. So if you think your value has been skyrocketing, which it probably has been, then you can send a letter in writing asking for the mortgage insurance to be dropped. Now, you can also make the phone call as well, but a lot of times the servicing department does want to hear from you in writing to stick it in the file as a record that you did request it. And basically what you're going to state is that you do believe that you have enough equity, in other words, value difference between what you owe and what your home is worth, to request the mortgage insurance to be eliminated or terminated. First things first is you have to make sure that you have enough equity or value in that property to be able to do so. And I'm going to give you those numbers momentarily. And then, of course, the second thing is how do we verify that? Is through an appraisal, which is an inside and outside valuation report of the home. So they go in your house to take a look around, they take a look around outside to verify that in fact you do have enough value and that your home is in good enough condition to be, given that value, right? So you can't have a home that is, falling down, so to speak, and have enough value to support it most of the time. So basically what happens is first things first, if you have been in your home loan for 2 to 5 years, so you've made 24 to 60 payments so far on your home loan, then your loan to value, in other words, the loan amount divided by the value of your property, is 75% or less. Then you can request that determination happen. If the value is supported by an appraisal, then as long as it's 75% or less in that year's 2 to 5, then the servicer must take it away and eliminate and terminate it. If you have been in the house for 5 or more years, then it's 80%. So in other words, the loan balance divided by the value as supported by that appraisal report is 80% or lower, which I can guarantee you that if you've bought a house and went conventional in the last 5 years, you're definitely there. Then you're able to get rid of the mortgage insurance. It terminates. Now, if you have made substantial improvements to the property and you haven't been in the property for 2 years yet, then you can actually explain that to the servicing department, letting them know that you added on square footage or you added a pool or something that enabled you to have more value because of improvements you've made to the property. Then that is something that can be requested and explained. And then your loan to value must be 80% or lower. So it's kind of like you shift to the 5-year plan, so to speak, and you don't have to abide by the 75%. You can go to the 80 because of the fact that you've done a lot of those improvements. Okay, the other thing that it's important for you to understand is that the This is for a 1-unit property that is principal residence or a second home. So it's, a beach, lake house or something like that. If it is a investment property, you probably had 20% down to put in the first place, or it's a duplex, triplex, or a fourplex that you're occupying one of the units in, then it has to be 70% or lower. And it has to be more than 2 years since you originated the loan in the first place. So just a little change if it's, a different type of property. But if it's your standard single family, primary residence, or second home, then it's those rules that I told you about. And I'll kind of try to put that down in the description box below to make it a little bit easier for you to see it. I'm a see it kind of person. So that's basically the rules. Again, if you don't know who your servicer is, that's the company that you're making payments to. So just look on your statement. There is a customer service phone number on there and an address, and that's where you can go and request it in writing. And if you happen to be a client of mine, I already have the letter drafted, so just give me a shout and I can send it on your way and terminate that mortgage insurance as soon as you can, because I'm sure you could find some extra things to invest that money in to make it work harder for you and your family. With that, have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. And thanks for watching and subscribing.